I'm excited to bring you this next video. Hope you enjoy this one. It's going to be nice and loose. Watercolor doesn't have to be complicated, it doesn't have to be difficult. It's all about simplifying. So I'm going to show you a few techniques that you can use to help you along the way. So that said, let's jump straight into the video. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Dave here. Get some colour in your life. This scene, it's quite a complicated scene, I guess. But as always, I like to simplify as much as I can. And so you can see I've done the initial sketch, and this was with a 2B pencil. And I'm just popping in some of the cobalt blue just to show in between the trees. So I wanted to make the sky visible through the trees, a nice blue colour. So if you are new, then please drop us a comment. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to my channel. I do post each and every week, Monday and Thursday. So this is Thursday's video. And here you can see I'm doing, Bob Ross called it the bravery test, where you just get a dark colour and go in with a tree. I wanted to get the trees in first because I think it's sort of a major part of the scene. So if I got the trees wrong, then I don't think the painting would work. So for this, I'm using a really creamy mixture of Payne's grey and a bit of neutral tint in there. So it is a really dark colour, and maybe I could have gone a bit lighter. But on the reference photo, that's all you see is this almost black. So I wanted to pop those in. There's a tree on the left hand side and then the right, and it almost frames the background buildings. And this is Rochdale Town Centre. It's the Esplanade, you've got the gardens, and it's just a really nice place. It's one of my favourite places to visit. I used to spend a lot of time there when I lived there. It was my hometown. I used to sit on the benches, just watch people go by and read a book when it was nice and sunny. So it's always been a really nice place, and I've painted this sort of scene quite a few times from different angles. But this one you can see it is mostly through the trees, so they do play a big part, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to get those in first. And there's really nice flowers in the trees, so I've mixed up a bit of my white gouache and cadmium red, so it's giving me this creamy sort of pink. And so I'm popping those in, and I'll be adding a darker red in between those flowers. You can see how loosely I'm using the brush to paint the buildings, just leaving squares and shapes for the windows. So I'm not really trying to be exact and getting the straight lines exactly, but you'll see how those turn out as I add the darks to the windows. That's one of the things really that it took me a long time to learn how to be free and loose in watercolor. I know certainly when I first started painting, it was trying to get everything exact and real looking, and I've done paintings before now where it's taken a couple of weeks to do a single painting of this size, and I do like the look of realistic painting, and I'm all for that. And some people, there's really good artists out there that like to paint exact, almost like a photograph. But I think after a while, I don't know how it happened, but I just began to loosen up, and it was always difficult for me to do that. So every now and then I like to spend a bit more time and do a bit more realistic, but I do like the looseness. And watercolor is a really nice medium to, it offers that because of the way the paint sort of sits on the surface of the paper. And so it's just nice to have, I guess, best of both worlds, where you can do some realistic parts of the painting and do some loose and let the water and the colour sort of flow and give that soft look. So I do like that. I think it's more of a mix. I know people are always talking about your style, and I really don't think I have a style, because each painting that I do, I look at it and I just wonder how the best way I can tackle that painting, whether it's a use of a pen and ink, whether it's just fire the paint down and let it run and blend and give all these different textures. But it really depends on the scene. So I think each painting you got to look at and really sort of imagine how you're going to approach the scene. And it's always nice because you got this image in your head. Try and sort of see how you'd like the painting to turn out. And then it's just a case of just getting it to that point where things start to work. And if things go wrong, it's not the end of the world. It's only a piece of paper. But I think if you just keep working at it, and if things are going wrong, just get through that and find something that will work. So if it's a building, if it's a tree, if it's something in the foreground, just work on that and make that the focal point. Then I think it does allow for mistakes. And my paintings certainly aren't perfect, so I just like to keep that in mind, just to just get something right and work on something, make that realistic, and then maybe do the rest of the painting loose, and maybe set yourself a time limit. So I often do find if you do a painting quite quick, then it does loosen up the style. So I do like that. And then also you've got the option of using a pen sort of at the later stages, just to tie a few things together, make a bit more sense and a bit more texture. So that's always a good way. So if you do find that it's looking a bit wishy-washy, you can always add pen to that as well. So in this scene, I'm adding some cars. I mean, I'm not the best at painting cars, but it's just really an impressionistic, loose impression of a car. So as long as you got almost the shape, and then you've got the red tail lights, then that I think reads well as a car. And it's certainly not the focal point of this scene. It's just something to add. So I'm not fussed about the way they look, to be honest. You got this nice telephone box just on the side of this building that I'm doing now, and that building's the old post office building. Just a really nice white building. I love the architecture of it, the arches on the windows, and so I wanted to get that that telephone box in as well. So it's quite bright red, quite stands out, but I wanted to include that in this scene. So you got these, they're almost structures of some sort, these black sort of architectural things. I don't know what they are exactly, just a feature, a couple there you can see, and they're on these concrete sort of stones. And then just by the telephone box, you can see there's a little statue, and it's actually a lion sitting on that post. So I wanted to pop that in as well, although it doesn't read too well. I'm not particularly that bothered about that. So I just wanted to get an overall loose impressionistic painting. So you can see what I'm doing here with the cars, because they're not really strong in the scene. Then I'm just adding a little bit of pen, bit of line here and there, just to pick out just a few details and let it read a little bit better. So you can see I'm certainly not bothered about the colours of the cars. They're all pretty much the same colour. But I think they do add something to the scene. And that's another thing that you've got to look at. If it adds to your scene, you can include it. If it doesn't really add anything to the scene, then you can leave it out. And that's one of the beauties of painting. You get to pick and choose what you paint and what you leave out. So you can use your imagination. You can move things around. If a tree's in the wrong place or it's not going to add anything to the scene, you can maybe move it to one side, and so it balances out the scene a little bit better. So I'm just adding a few more pen details here and there, just for interest and just a bit more detail. But that's pretty much it. Removing the tape, and you can see I did run out of tape, and I got some yesterday from the shops, but I forgot to tape the left bottom corner, and so you got the green, the grass going out of the scene. So it looks kind of strange, but I'm not too bothered about that. And just removing the last bit of tape, and there we have it. That's just a loose, as simple as it can be. I think most of the details was put into the trees, as you can see, and it just gives this nice loose look of the painting. So if you do like that, please give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed to my channel yet. These are the sort of scenes that I really do like to do. This is my comfort zone. I do like doing townscapes and buildings. So drop us a comment, let me know what you think. So there we go. Hope you like that painting. I've tried to simplify it as much as I can. It's quite a complicated scene, but just keep it loose. Do whatever you can to make the painting work. You can always take things out, include things where you need to. And that's it. Hope you like that video. Please do give us a thumbs up. Please do comment. It really does help my channel to grow. And I'll see you in the next video on a Monday. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.